Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutation to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. Okay, I just want to go into a quick lesson. And the lesson will be focused on more so about the brothers, the elect men, how the Lord is going to give us that fame. He's going to give us the that status that exceeds far beyond anything that this earth has ever seen outside of Yahweh Shah. It's going to be a status and a level that has never really been seen on this earth outside of Yahweh Shah. That no other man has ever achieved. Far greater than King Solomon. Even far greater than what King Solomon has done. And the point of it is, kind of coming from the angle of the kingdom, how the men of the Lord, the elect, not only just the 144,000, but all the men that's of the elect that will be saved, that truly believe in and serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua to the best of your ability. How you're going to be like some of the greatest fathers ever, like some of the greatest fathers ever, because a part of the elect's purpose or commandments that's going to be given from the Heavenly Father is to be fruitful and multiply, to replenish the earth with Israelites, to bring our nation back, and the elect is going to be some of the greatest fathers ever seen on the earth. It's going to be to a level never seen before, and that's kind of the angle that I want to come from. And I'm going to just get a couple, really two precepts, but I'm going to read down on it. And this is Zechariah chapter 3, starting at verse 14. I'm reading the AMP. It says, "Shout for joy, O daughter of Zion." And when they say daughter of Zion, it's talking to the nation of Israel, started with the men. "Shout in triumph, O Israel. Rejoice, be in high spirits, and glory with all your heart, O daughter of Jerusalem, in that day. The Lord has taken away the judgments against you," meaning the curses. All the curses that the Lord has put upon us. When Yahweh Shah returns, all of that is over. Like every single last bit of it is over. No more curses on us. Nothing but blessings. It's time to come up. It says, "He has cleared away your enemies, all the other nations, and 2/3 of our people. The King of Israel, even the Lord himself, is in the midst of you, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. You will no longer fear disaster." Or like it said in KJV, "Thou shalt no more see evil anymore." No more curses on the nation of Israel. No more curses. All the curses will be done away with. As far as on the nation of Israel, all our curses is going to be put on our enemies, the other nations. Verse 16, the AMP. "And that day it will be said to Jerusalem, do not be afraid, O Zion. Do not let your hands fall limp. The Lord your God is in your midst, a warrior who saves. He will rejoice over you with joy. He will be quiet in his love, making no mention of your past sins. He will rejoice over you with shouts of joy," meaning the Lord is going to fully 100% forgive us for everything that we have done in the past. And it's like we're going to be made clean and anew. It's not going to be remembered no more. It's not going to ever be mentioned or brought up again. Now, this is more so to the point, getting closer to the point. It says, "I will gather those Israelites in captivity." What Israelites in captivity? Over here in Babylon the Great, and over on the other parts of the earth, the four corners of the earth, all the Israelites that's under the other nations. That's all of us. We all under the other nations, started with the so-called white man Esau, Edom. So this is, and the Lord is only talking about the elect. Because I'm going to finish the verse. It says, "I will gather those Israelites in captivity who grieve about the appointed feast that came from you, O Zion, on whom the reproach of exile is a burden." Right, the reproach of exile is a burden, or going to captivity is a burden. Being over here in Babylon the Great, like that's a burden to us. And Esau, Edom ruling over us is a burden to us. Not us conforming to this man's kingdom and him having rulership over us, but those who sigh and that cry for righteousness' sake. That's who the Lord is talking about. Behold, at that time I am going to deal with all your oppressors. Jeremiah 30. All thy enemies, every last one of them shall go into captivity. So the Lord said He gonna deal with all our oppressors. I will save the lame and gather the scattered, and I will turn their shame into praise and renown in every land where they have suffered. Going into the whole nation of Israel, He said He's going to turn our shame into praise and renown in every land where we suffer. That's going into the elect. You brothers and sisters, but starting with the men, the Lord is going to change the situation up so much that these other nations ain't going to have nothing but good things to say about you. How when the whole earth was wicked and the whole earth was out of order and outside of the Lord's regulations, the elect were the only ones standing up for righteousness. Out of the whole earth, they were the only ones standing up for righteousness. And the Lord is going to elevate you to a level unimaginable. And the type of benefits and gifts that you will be given, because children is a gift too. The gifts you will be given and the children that you will bear and have, they're gonna like when they go around and when they, they're gonna be well known as well, because this is the son of such and such. That's his son. This is the children of such and such, the great warrior who stood stiffly for the name of Yahweh Shai when all odds was against him. Your story is going to be heard and told throughout the four corners of the earth to all nations. All nations are going to know about you. Know your history, know your struggles, your battles, and how you overcame through the blood of Yahweh Shai and Yahweh Shai through the Spirit, the Holy Spirit. Like the Lord said, He going to give us praise and renown in every land where they have suffered, where we have suffered. I'm going to look up that word, renown. The condition of being known or talked about by many people, fame. So that's what it's going into. It says to name. In Latin, nominare. I was about to say it in Spanish, but your name, you're gonna be talked about. You're gonna be read about. Your story is gonna be talked and read about. Your story is gonna be inspirational to people all across the four corners of the earth, And like I said, in the kingdom of heaven, the elect men, you're going to be the greatest fathers to ever be on the earth, to ever walk the earth. Some of the greatest men to have ever walked the earth under Yahweh Shai. Verse 20, at that time, I'm going to read verse 19 in the KJV. It says, behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her, Israel, that halteth, and gathered her that was driven out. And I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. Verse 20, I'm going to read this both in the KJV and AMP. At that time will I bring you again, even in the time that I will gather you, for I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith the Lord. Now, verse 20 in the AMP, at that time I will bring you in. Yes, at that time I will gather you together, for I will make you a name and a praise among all the people of the earth when I restore your fortunes and freedom before your eyes, saith the Lord. And that's something unimaginable. The level that Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai is going to put the brothers on, the elect men, man, that's unimaginable, And you're gonna be some of the greatest leaders and greatest fathers ever, Some of the greatest men to ever live on the earth. And I'm gonna get one more. This is Obadiah. I'm gonna read this in the KJV, and I'm gonna see if it's any other translate. I skipped down to see if it says something down here, but I'm gonna read this in the KJV and see if it's any other translation. This is Obadiah chapter 1 verse 21 in the KJV. It says, "And saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord. That's the 144,000. You know, the men of the elect, some of the greatest men. And look at the time; it's 10:44. Call out Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Some of the greatest men to ever live on the earth. This is the definition for that word, saviors. A person who saves something, someone or something, especially a country or a cause, from danger, and who is regarded with the veneration of a religious figure. And then it goes into Yahweh Shah. But it also synonyms: rescuer, liberator, deliverer, a champion, a knight, emancipator, in shining armor, good Samaritan, salvation, friend in need. It's going into the elect. Let's see what they say in another translation. Saviors. The NLT, it says, those who have been rescued will go up to Mount Zion in Jerusalem to rule over the mountains of Edom, and the Lord himself will be king. Yahweh Shah himself will be the king. But it said those who have been rescued, a.k.a. saviors in the KJV, going into the 144,000, starting with the 144,000, but ultimately the elect. Deliverers in the NIV, deliverers in the AMP. In NET, those who have been delivered. Slovakia. The BES, and they that escape shall come up from Mount Zion to take vengeance on the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. They that escape, this is going into the elect. Just letting you know that this is who it's talking about. So, going into you brothers, you men of the Lord, you're going to be famous. You're building that fame now, but you're going to be on a level of fame far beyond what anything that this earth has ever seen. And you're going to be some of the greatest men to ever live, some of the greatest fathers. Because in the kingdom of heaven, when your children are about going about in the earth, whatever the case may be, people are going to know your children based on who you are. They're going to know your children because of you, because of what Yahweh Shem Yahushua did for us ultimately. But because of who you are and the status that the Lord put you on, people are going to know your children because of that. And all of Israel will be saved. All of Israel will be ultimately upgraded to those new bodies. But it's still going to be it's still going to be different. I'm going to get one more, then I'm going to close it out. This is Matthew chapter 5, getting straight to the point. Verse 19, AMP. So whoever breaks one of the least important of these commandments and teaches others to do the same will be called the least important in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever practices and teaches them, he will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. You brothers, you men of the Lord, you're gonna be called great in the kingdom of heaven. You're gonna be on a level and a status far beyond anything this earth has ever seen, and some of the greatest fathers ever, because you're gonna be the greatest leaders ever. The greatest leaders are right under Yahweh Shah. Some of the greatest men to ever live on the earth, and we're gonna have plenty of children, especially for brothers that don't have children now, or that might be something you have to sacrifice on this side in order to fulfill the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua that he has for you. Man, you're going to have plenty of children on the other side, and they're going to be extremely grateful for you too, just like we're going to be grateful for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua for everything he's done, including giving us children. And you're going to be some of the greatest men, greatest husbands, and greatest fathers ever, and have the fame and reputation to back it up. So Lord will, this was an edifying and encouraging lesson. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutation to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. Until next time, shalom.